Hello again, and welcome to the Drawhunter World Cup edition. I am your charming host, Kevin Cleary, and this is the only football gambling podcast where, on a normal day, we don't pick any winners. But this is the World Cup, so we are picking winners and draws for the duration of the tournament. I'm the Drawhunter, as the title of the show says, so usually I don't even talk about the games where I think a team will win. But for the World Cup, I'm running down every game and making a pick of all 104 games in the tournament. At this point in my opening, I normally talk about how 25-30% of all pro games end in a draw, and how running down the games through this kind of perspective is a valuable handicapping tool, because betting on sports is about gathering as much useful information as possible so you can make a correct decision. If you like what you hear today, please subscribe, give us a like, or leave a nice review for our show. You can do it at Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon, iHeartRadio, or wherever you picked us up today. If you have any questions or comments, you can email us at drawhunterpodcast@gmail.com. Let's catch up and talk about our winners and losers from the last couple of episodes now that we have some more game results. We had a good day on, Monday, with France winning, Norway winning, Argentina winning, and Austria winning. We swept the slate that day, and then the next day we didn't get a single one right because Portugal didn't win, and we thought England and Croatia would have a draw, so that was a lot of fun. But we're recording this on Thursday morning, and Czechia just ended in a draw with South Africa, so we got that one right. We have 3 outstanding games that are being played on Thursday, and these games are going to be covering Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday that we talk about in the podcast today. But we've still got Mexico outstanding against South Korea. Our pick was Mexico. We've got Switzerland, Bosnia, Herzegovina. Our pick in that game was a draw, and we've got Canada versus Qatar, and our pick in that game is a draw too. Those are all going to be happening probably around the time that we release this podcast. So far in the tournament, after 25 games played, we're 13-12 with our picks in the World Cup. There have been 9 draws out of the 25 games, so we are well over 30% in that. And I'm not doing very well because, quite frankly, and I'm almost ashamed to say it, there have been more draws than even I, the draw hunter, thought there would be. I know for a fact that not many people thought that Spain, Brazil, and Portugal would end with a draw in their first games on match day 1. So there have been some shocking draws. You don't have to lose to have a shocking result. Sometimes the draw itself is the shocking result. Sometimes the win is the shocking result. But let's get into the picks for this weekend. As I said before, these World Cup games are going to take place Friday through Monday, June 19th, 20th, 21st, and 22nd, 2026. First game, Scotland versus Morocco. And this game is being played in Foxborough Stadium in Foxborough, Massachusetts. Scotland is plus 350 here. Morocco is minus 120. The draw is plus 250. Ball possession rate, Scotland has it about 48% of the time. Morocco has it about 55% of the time. Last game, Scotland, in their first game, I should say, Scotland beat Haiti 1-0. Morocco drew with Brazil in one of the shocking draw results that we saw. And Morocco came into this game as a top 10 side off of a golden cycle with a well-drilled block, strong fullbacks, and enough individual quality to tilt some of those tight games. Scotland's edge is cohesion and set pieces. They're usually very comfortable suffering without the ball, and they can drag games into low event territory, kind of like they did with Haiti, winning 1-0. If Morocco score first, their game state management is elite. If Scotland scores first, Morocco can get stuck against a packed box. Okay. The market is leaning Morocco on this one. But I think stylistically, this is a very draw-friendly game. I think one goal either way or a 1-1 feels very live, especially we're still early in the group when neither one wants to blow up their campaign after having good results in the first game. Our pick for this game is a draw. Next up, we have Brazil versus Haiti. Brazil, they're playing in Pennsylvania, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Brazil is the prohibitive favorite here. They're minus 800. Haiti is plus 1,600. The draw is plus 700. Ball possession rates, well, Brazil's 65%. Haiti's at 40%. Brazil historically crush CONCACAF minnows like this when they're motivated. Last game, Brazil had that shocking draw with Morocco. Haiti lost 1-0 to Scotland. This is your archetypical giant versus minnow group game. Okay, Brazil's pressing, their technical superiority, their depth should pin Haiti deep for long stretches with shot volume and expected goals heavily skewed towards them. The only draw path is Brazil's extreme wastefulness, which happened last game, plus the Haiti keeper heroics, maybe a set piece fluke, I should say. From a betting perspective, the money line is unusable here. Minus 800, please. The draw is more like a lottery ticket than a contrarian edge because Brazil's floor is still so high. Our pick here is still Brazil. Next up, we've got the USA versus Australia. They're playing in Seattle, Washington. The USA is the favorite here, minus 170. Australia should be much more respected at plus 450 than they are after their results of their first game. The draw is plus 320. Ball possession rates, Australia's at 47%, the USA is at 53%. In their first game, USA beat Paraguay, and Australia beat Turkey. USA is still playing at home. They've got a top 20 ranking and a maturing core that should control the territory and the tempo here, but they still have some spells of sterile possession, even though they crushed Paraguay the other day. Australia are comfortable defending deep and countering, which is exactly what we saw in their upset of Turkey. Disciplined blocks, quick transitions, and clinical finishing when chances appear. Our pick, nonetheless, is the USA to win this game. Next up, we've got Turkey versus Paraguay. This game is being played in Santa Clara, California, up near San Francisco. Turkey are even money. Paraguay is plus 280. The draw is plus 235. You know, after Paraguay lost to the USA and Turkey lost to Australia, I think both teams are going to have a come to Jesus kind of moment here. This is another classic talent versus the grind kind of matchup. Turkey tend to be very emotionally volatile. When they click, they create plenty. When they don't, they get frustrated. They get exposed in transition. Paraguay live for that frustration. Compact, foul tactically, and happy to walk away with a point, especially after what happened in the game one. I like the draw here. My pick is a draw. I think it's a small lean to Turkey on the odds and prices and everything like that. But I see two teams that would be happy to walk away with a point now after the losses they incurred on Matchday 1. Next up, Germany versus the Ivory Coast. This game is being played in Toronto, Canada. Germany is the favorite here. They're minus 185. The Ivory Coast is plus 475. The draw is plus 320. Germany dominate ball possession, 62%. Ivory Coast hang in there at 42%. Germany, in the first games, beat Curacao 7-1. The Ivory Coast beat Ecuador 1-0. Germany will dominate the ball and the territory in this game, but the Ivory Coast have historically troubled, and African teams, I should say, like the Ivory Coast, have historically troubled them with pace and physicality in transition. I would expect Germany to generate more chances, but to also concede a few high-quality counters. The draw path here is Germany's wastefulness plus one Ivory Coast moment, maybe a set piece or a break leading to a 1-1. The market is pricing Germany strongly. The question is whether you trust their tournament efficiency right now. Germany, to me, is a justified favorite here, and they are also my pick for this game. Germany is that we picked Germany to win. Next up, Ecuador versus Curacao. This game is being played in Kansas City, Missouri. And Ecuador is the big-time favorite here at minus 900. Curacao is plus 2,000. They're 20 to 1 to win this game. My goodness. The draw is plus 800. And there's reasons for all those numbers, and they're all valid. Okay, Ecuador's attack is thin. They're, after the first game, I should say, Germany beat Curacao 7 to 1. The Ivory Coast beat Ecuador 1 to 0. Ecuador are structurally solid, but they're not really an attacking juggernaut, as we can see after that first game. They can keep underdogs alive longer than they should. Curacao will likely sit deep and hope for set pieces or individual brilliance from any, of their attackers. I think Ecuador should still grind out a result here, but a 1-0, 2-0 profile is more likely than like a big blowout like we saw with Germany. I think the draw is a big stretch here, but it's not impossible if Ecuador's finishing deserts them. Still, the value, I think, is more likely in the under bet, under 2.5 goals scored, than the result market for this game. But our pick is Ecuador to win this game. Next up, we've got Netherlands versus Sweden. This should be a good game. Next, this game will be played in Houston, Texas, a very hot state, and it's a stadium with a roof and air conditioning. So I'm sure there's going to be a hydration break or two that will be absolutely unnecessary in this game. The betting odds, Netherlands is minus 140, Sweden is plus 380. That's a very interesting price for Sweden. The draw is plus 270. Netherlands, they have the ball about 55% of the time. Sweden has the ball about 48% of the time. These are cagey teams, both of them, quite frankly. In the first game, Sweden beat Tunisia 5 to 1. And the Netherlands drew with Japan 2 to 2. This is a very high-level, low-chaos matchup. I think the Netherlands will try to control with possession and positional play. Sweden will sit in a compact 4-4-2, 4-2-3-1 type layout. They'll try to deny the central spaces and look for set pieces and crosses. The scoring environment leans under 2.5 goals scored, which boosts natural draw probability. I think the market is overpricing the Netherlands on ranking and name. I think the draw is very live here. The Netherlands have the quality here, but Sweden has the tenacity. My pick for this game is a draw between the Netherlands and Sweden. Next up, we've got Tunisia versus Japan. This one's being played in Monterrey, Mexico. Tunisia is plus 550. Japan is minus 188. The draw is plus 290. Tunisia have the ball about 46% of the time. Japan has the ball about 54% of the time. In the first game, Sweden beat Tunisia 5 to 1. And again, the Netherlands drew with Japan 2 to 2. Japan will have the ball and the initiative in this game, but Tunisia are exactly the kind of disciplined, compact side that can frustrate them. Expect Japan to create more half chances than clean, clear ones, with Tunisia dangerous on set pieces, second balls, and counterattacks. The scoring profile is tight here, and Japan's occasional issues breaking the low blocks make the draw kind of live. If Japan are priced, the way they are, when we're going off minus 188, the contrarian play is the draw, but it's not really attractive to me this time. I actually have Japan winning this game. Next up, we've got Belgium versus Iran, and this one's being played down the street from me here in Los Angeles in SoFi Stadium. Belgium is minus 235. Iran is plus 700. The draw is plus 340. Belgium has the ball possession-wise about 57% of the time. Iran is at 43% of the time. In their first game, they both did very well. Iran drew with New Zealand 2-2. Belgium drew with Egypt 1-1. Belgium beat Iran in some friendlies historically. There's no recent competitive meeting between them, but Belgium still have enough attacking talent to be the rightful favorites here. And if their defensive transition has declined from their peak, well, Iran are well-drilled, physically strong, and comfortable defending deep for long stretches, as we saw in the game with New Zealand. I think this sets up a Belgium probing, Iran countering, and a relatively low total kind of a game, unless Belgium score early. I'm leaning Belgium, and that is my pick for this game. Next up, we've got New Zealand versus Egypt. And this game is being played in Vancouver, Canada. New Zealand is plus 500. Egypt is minus 160. The draw is plus 280. Ball possession rates, New Zealand's at 42%. Egypt's at 55%. Egypt's outlook really swings heavily on their main attacking stars. New Zealand's depth is kind of limited here. Iran had that draw with New Zealand 2-2 in their first game. Belgium had that draw with Egypt 1-1 in their first game. Egypt are a tier or two above New Zealand in talent and experience, especially in high-pressure continental games. They tend to play a controlled, low-risk football, which keeps underdogs alive, but also limits the chaos. I think New Zealand will likely defend deep and hope for set pieces. Egypt should still generate the better chances and control the game state. My pick in this game is Egypt to win. Next up, we've got Spain versus Saudi Arabia. And this game is being played at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta, Georgia. Y'all. Spain is minus 900. Saudi Arabia is plus 2,000. The draw is plus 800. Spain is a dominant possession team, 65%. Saudi Arabia barely has the ball 35% of the time. Spain historically dominate very similar matchups like this, okay? Saudi Arabia have pulled big upsets before, but they're very rarely repeatable sorts of layouts. Spain had a draw with Cape Verde 0-0 in the first game. Saudi Arabia drew with Uruguay 1-1 in the first game. Both of those results were kind of a shock. I don't think Spain is happy with their draw. I always say every draw is also a win or a loss for each team. And the fact that Spain was not able to score a single goal against Cape Verde, I think they're going to come out smashing. And I feel sorry for Saudi Arabia because I think Spain will monopolize the ball and they will camp in Saudi territory. And I think the only real questioning here is finishing, because that's what we saw in the first game for Spain. They can sometimes turn a 70% possession rate into just one goal, or, like we saw the other day, 0 goals, which keeps the underdog and the draw alive longer than expected. Still, the talent and structural gap between these two teams is huge. And Spain's pressing should suffocate Saudi Arabian buildup. Our pick here is Spain. No need to waste more time on that game. Next up, Uruguay versus Cape Verde. Uruguay is minus 200. Cape Verde is plus 650. The draw is plus 300. Uruguay has the ball about 52% of the time. Cape Verde has it about 48% of the time. Spain had that draw with Cape Verde. Did they overperform against Spain? Possibly. Saudi Arabia had that draw with Uruguay 1-1. Modern Uruguay blends traditional bite with more controlled possession, especially against weaker opponents. Cape Verde are well organized and can keep games close, as we saw in that game with Spain, but they lack consistent top-level attacking threats. That's why that draw was 0-0. Expect Uruguay to control most of the phases, with Cape Verde dangerous mainly on set pieces. The draw is possible here if Uruguay struggle to break them down or rotate heavily, but I think the baseline is a professional 1-0, 2-0 Uruguay win here. My pick is Uruguay. Next up, we've got France versus Iraq. This game is being played in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. France are the prohibitive favorite here at minus 1,000. Iraq is at plus 2,500. They are 25-1 to win this game. The draw is plus 800 just to tease me. France have the ball about 64% of the time. Iraq averages 40% of the time. In the first game, France beat Senegal 3-1. They just roasted them. And Norway roasted Iraq 4-1. So what does that mean? Should we expect a big change in either one of these two teams' performances after the first game? Probably not, right? France are one of the tournament's elite. Okay, they've got world-class talent in every line. Mbappe scored 2 goals in the first game. Iraq will likely sit in a deep block and hope and pray to survive waves and waves and waves of pressure. But France's individual quality and athleticism usually break these games open. Who can stop Kylian Mbappe? The draw is extremely unlikely unless France completely switch off or rotate heavily or waste chances. From a betting perspective here, the money line is unplayable. The draw is more of a long shot than a sharp contrarian angle, but nonetheless, our pick is France to win this game. Next up, we've got Norway versus Senegal in this group. And this one's being played at Giant Stadium in Rutherford, New Jersey. Norway are the favorite here, but they're plus 125. Senegal is plus 200. The draw is plus 245. Norway have the ball about 53% of the time. Senegal has the ball about 50% of the time. Again, in that first game, France beat Senegal 3-1. Norway kicked Iraq's ass 4-1. So what should we expect from this game? Well, Norway's attack is very top-heavy. Okay? Senegal are built to defend well and transition quickly, but they're not a high-volume scoring side. I think the result is maybe a tight game where we get like a nice 2-1 type result with Norway winning. But if they're still on fire, we could see another 3-1 type result with Norway winning. So our pick is Norway. Next up, we've got Argentina versus Austria in Group J. This game is being played in Dallas, Texas. Argentina is only minus 170. Austria is plus 475. The draw is plus 290. Ball possession rates, Argentina's got about 61% of the time. Austria hangs in there at 43%. In the first match, match day 1, Argentina beat Algeria 3-0. Nobody can stop Lionel Messi either, just like Mbappe. Austria beat Jordan 3-1. Argentina are deservedly top of the rankings. They're still the defending World Cup champions. They have evolved into a very balanced, mentally tough tournament side. Austria, they can press and disrupt. But over 90 minutes, Argentina's technical quality and their game management usually win out. Argentina's ability to control the tempo late makes a draw less likely here. My pick is Argentina. Next up, Jordan versus Algeria. This one's being played in Santa Clara, California, up in San Francisco area. Jordan is plus 500. Algeria is plus 170. The draw is plus 300. Just double checking my numbers right there. Ball possession rates, Jordan's at 44%, Algeria's at 58%. Again, going back to match day 1, Argentina kicked Algeria's butt 3-0, and Austria beat Jordan 3-1. So both of these teams have 0 points and desperately need to do something. Algeria should control the ball and create more chances, but they can be streaky and occasionally leave a lot of space in transition. Jordan will likely defend deep and look for counters and set pieces, which can keep them in the game longer than expected. Still, the talent gap here is significant. Algeria's attacking quality should win out over 90 minutes. But this leans Algeria all the way here, and our pick is Algeria. That's the last of the games on this episode on Monday. Let's talk about some parlays and accumulator bets over this weekend's games. And this weekend's Lucy, which is our weekly house parlay wager, has 3 matches in it. And I'm sticking to my, since I am the draw hunter, I'm sticking to my pattern for these World Cup Lucy picks. And all of them are the draws that I have selected. We've got the Netherlands versus Sweden draw. That's at plus 270. We've got Scotland versus Morocco draw at plus 250. And we've got the Turkey versus Paraguay draw at plus 235. A $1 bet on that 3-leg parlay returns $42.38 according to the payout field in the betting app in front of me right now. That's 42-1 odds. And that's our Lucy for this week. Actually, I should say this weekend. And that's it for this World Cup episode of The Draw Hunter. I am still your charming host, Kevin Cleary. New episodes drop twice a week. Mondays for the midweek action, Thursdays for the weekend slate, like today. Once again, please subscribe to us. Give us a like. How about a nice review for old Kevin here? You can do it at Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon, iHeartRadio, wherever you get your podcasts. Come on. Throw it up. If you have questions or comments, email us here at drawhunterpodcast@gmail.com. From the entire Drawhunter team, thank you for listening. And remember, there's no stopping it. Draws happen, especially at the World Cup. 9 out of 25 games so far. See you next time. Gambling involves risk. Please gamble responsibly. This show is for informational and entertainment purposes only. No guarantees are made regarding results or financial gain. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org. You must be of legal age to participate in gambling activities. Check your local laws and regulations before placing any bets. Lastly, this podcast was made by humans, except no substitutes.